Hello. As you know, because I think I've mentioned it before in previous sessions, my students are studying the topic of poverty this term. So today I am going to give a very short speech that I've designed for consecutive. However, you can also do it in simultaneous if you want to. But it's structured in such a way so that it will be easy for them to take notes and use the symbols they have created for the topic of poverty. Today, we're going to talk about poverty in developed countries and focus more specifically on the topic of homelessness. All the sources I've used will be included in the credits at the end of this video. So if you're ready to practice, I'm going to start now. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be here in Spain today. It is a lovely December morning, the sun is shining, and I feel that it is a lovely spring morning for me. I would first of all like to warmly thank you for your welcome and for your kind hospitality. It's an honor to be received here by one of the world experts in world poverty. This morning I would like to talk about how people fall in a downward spiral leading to poverty. I will focus on how it happens in the developed world. Why? Because it is a fact that poverty is rising in developed countries. But let us look more closely into the most common sign of poverty in developed countries: homelessness. In Australia, for example, the government of Tasmania has a very structured approach to this concept, dividing homelessness into 3 categories: primary, secondary, and tertiary homelessness. Primary homelessness would include all people that do not have conventional housing. Secondary homelessness would describe people who move frequently from one form of accommodation to another. Tertiary homelessness would refer to people living in boarding houses or caravans. In the United Kingdom, they describe a specific category called hidden homeless. That is to say, people who don't live on the street, although they do not inform the local authorities about their situation, and they aren't entitled to any help or scheme for long-term housing because they're single. There are approximately 71,000 sofa surfers in the United Kingdom. Sofa surfers are people who stay with family or friends, live in squats, or sleep in emergency accommodation such as bed and breakfasts. And although sofa surfing may be considered a temporary problem, it is not the case at all. Many people live for between 6 months and 3 years in this type of accommodation. The problem is even worse in large cities. With rising rental prices and people being expected to pay up to 70% of their income for housing, many people's livelihoods are threatened, and even more so after the COVID pandemic. Why don't we reflect a bit more deeply on this matter during the interactive afternoon session, where we will have the opportunity of being online with colleagues from all over the world sharing their experiences and solutions? I may have not covered the exact topic of the speak I said at the beginning, but I do think I have covered an important subject. I'm really looking forward to hearing your feedback this afternoon. Thank you very much for bearing with me, and thank you very much for your attention.